Are you making money, but you're having a difficult time building wealth and actually seeing your money be put to work? If so, we're going to tell you about the first thing that we had to do in order to build wealth, and we believe it will do the same for you. So, with that, welcome to the Wealth Twin Show. Nadia, kick it off.
Well, one of the first things you have to do is get your mindset ready if you ever want to be able to build wealth. And I know it sounds easy, but people seem to skip this step. And it's easier than actually having the money and working for that. You got to work on yourself. When I changed my mindset about how money comes to me and how I'm able to use it, it changed everything for me. One of the simplest things I did was start respecting the money I actually had. So I got this from Susie Orman. She said, you know what? If you have cash on you, make sure it's not crumpled up. Make sure you respect the cash. Have it in your wallet. Make sure it's nice and straight and everything. That little change started to get me to start focusing on my money and actually caring about how I treated it. And then eventually that money started treating me right. Okay. Now that's just a simple thing that anyone can do starting today that would start focusing your mindset on how you can increase and improve your money skills.
Yeah, I think the big thing you have to understand is once you start having your thinking the right way, that's really thinking about how you can build wealth, then you'll start taking actions that will lead you to start building wealth, and then you'll actually start seeing it. So for me, the first thing I had to do in order to start building wealth was to protect my peace. Now, what do I mean by that? That's twofold. One, I had to stop listening to the media, the news, to negative people. Everyone would tell you, and for years and years, the world is going down, the economy is going down, everything's going down. But guess what? You know what I realized? When I started protecting my peace, I started seeing things. I started seeing people making money in any type of environment there was. So that was the first thing I did. I said, let me cut off the negativity. Let me protect my peace. Now, the second thing I did with that too, I stopped taking advice from people in money situations that I didn't want to have. It's very easy to listen to people who are broke or who are not building wealth the right way, not using their money the right way. They always want to tell you what to do. I stopped listening to people whose lifestyle I didn't want to have. I started listening to people who were always winning, who was always building wealth, and I started listening to what they had to say. It started shifting my mindset, and it started helping me start believing this is possible for me, and then I started acting accordingly.
Yeah, I will agree with that. One of the things that I know that really helped me when it came to actually becoming a millionaire was changing my mindset about how to start using my money instead of buying things that depreciate it and actually buying assets. And I'll give you a perfect example. When I graduated from college, I got a job working at Goldman Sachs, my first job. And all my friends were like, oh, you're going to get paid a lot of money. What are you going to do? I was like, you know what? I want to buy myself a BMW 5 Series. That was my dream car at the time. But after a couple of months of working and actually seeing what taxes were taken out of my paycheck because I was a single person living in New York City, right? I realized, hey, putting my money towards an actual car and actually having to park it on the street when anybody could tear it up may not be the best use of my money. So what did I do? I started saving that money and I used it in order to put a down payment on buying a multifamily building that actually was one of the best assets I ever bought. And I remember running into a friend of mine shortly after college graduation, and he said to me, hey, Nod, where's that BMW to get that BMW? I said, no, actually, you know what? I had to think longer term. And I actually bought a building with that money that I was going to put towards a BMW. And that BMW never crossed my mind again because I saw how much assets had made a change in my life and I saw what it could do for other people. So whenever I knew someone who was getting a job or they were increasing their pay, I said, look, don't get tempted by the fancy things. I want you to look long term. It's going to be very easy for you to start thinking about materialistic things and getting those things that you always wanted. But think about what these assets can actually do for you. And that mindset change from going to buying short term luxury goods or something that's materialistic to actually buying long term assets that can actually build up my wealth. I'm telling you guys, that mindset shift is something you definitely need if you're trying to build wealth.
Nah, I mean, for me, it's more delaying instant gratification,
Yeah.
right? And then focusing on the long term. And when we're saying long term, we're not talking about 10 years,
Yeah.
15 years, 20 years. Even though the longer you can do it, the more wealth you can create. But it's delaying that instant gratification. We're living in a time where everything has to be instant. Everybody wants a pill for something. Everyone thinks they can change their life and see a huge accomplishment the next day. And when they don't see it the next day, they quit and give up. But you know what? There was a person I used to work with. Her name was Pearl. And Pearl told me, Nicole, out of every dollar you make, save 10 cents, right? And that was easy to do. And it was something I was able to do over time, every paycheck, right? Now, what was good about that, it was something small that I didn't see any benefit with doing it at the very beginning. But because of that long-term thinking, I actually got to have something work in my life called compounding, right? That 10 cents every paycheck started adding up and it started snowballing into something bigger and bigger, okay? And that's the way you got to see. And then once you look at that and you go, wow, that little action of me saying all I have to do is save 10 cents out of every dollar. It might not seem like it made a difference the next day. It didn't make a difference the next month. It didn't make a difference the month after that. But after years of doing it, guess what? I was able to have enough money that one day when I was upset with what was happening at my job, I was able to leave that job because I had enough money saved so I could take care of myself without even having to worry about what that job was stressing me out over. It allowed me to gain some type of freedom for a certain amount of time just because of that little action that I took. And instead of saying I need instant gratification, all I did was let compounding work in my favor and something big happened for me.
Yeah, I think you made a good point. When it comes to little actions, now if you're looking at this channel, you want to learn about investing, right? And one of the things you should know about investing is compounding, right? Because you can put a little money in, and as time goes on, that money can compound on itself. The same thing happens when it comes to actions that you take on your money, okay? You can do little actions, especially when it comes to mindset, that will have a compounding effect on your wealth. Now, I will tell you, learning how to manage your money and actually investing, once you learn a set of skills, it's not that hard to do once you get that under your belt, right? But the thing is, the difference when it comes is that it's simple, but it's not easy. But the thing is, people don't want to do the little steps that it takes, right? If you're consistent with your mindset and how you use your money, then you will be the one who wins in the long term. You have to look at people. There's a ton of things that you can learn on YouTube right now, right? But what separates those from the people who actually are doing it versus the people who are trying to learn how to do it? It's the will to be able to do it and do those little steps consistently. And that is why mindset takes the cake when it comes to building your wealth. You have to be able to put yourself in the mindset that if I do these little things and I'm consistent with it, they will compound for me over time, leading to the compounding of my money because I'm doing this on a consistent basis.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be a huge mindset shift. All we're
Yep.
saying is think longer term, do the actions that you need to do and let time help you win, okay?
Yep.
And time meaning the effect of compounding. But really, the first thing you have to do with that mindset, like I said, you have to protect your peace and you have to change the mindset from one of scarcity to abundance. I know that sounds like something that's hocus pocus and everything, but there's money to be made in every environment for the people that are looking for the ways to build wealth and to make money. Okay, that's always been the case. Whenever you see someone that is not doing well, there is a person right next to them as a mirror image that are doing great. So protect your peace. Listen to the people that are telling you how to win in every environment and telling you not to swing for the fences, but also being the ones that being consistent with the actions. And all you got to do is think long term and let time. The longer you're in this game, you will win. That's it. Outlast, you will win.
I think if one of the things like people understand, like when it comes to life, you're always going to have things that are going to knock you down, especially when you're trying to save for something or you're trying to invest, right?
It happens
Have the
like all the
mindset that
time.
says, this is what's going to happen. I understand that's going to happen. So let me make a plan just in case that happens sooner than rather than later. If you go into the mindset that I'm not a victim of anything, I can handle anything that comes my way because I can make a plan and move forward, that mindset shift will help you get past a lot of things, especially if you're around a lot of people who have the mindset that they can't get money or there's a lack of money or they're scared about AI taking jobs. There's a lot of things coming down the pipe right now that will have you in the mindset of fear and the mindset of lack, right? If you could push past that, you will be in a lot better position than a lot of people. And that will help you succeed when other people only see ways to fail. You will see ways and opportunities to succeed, especially when it comes to building your wealth.
You know what's funny is that I literally had this conversation with our members in our Financial Independence
Hmm.
Academy this weekend. I was asking them how they're feeling right now. And they were saying, well, I'm doing fine, but people around me might not be doing so well. And it's kind of trying to seep into me. So I actually have to put those people to the side. And it's a common thing. Just because someone else is going through something does not mean you're going through it. Okay. So all you got to do is do the actions that we're saying and really figure out a way to keep that mindset of it is possible. I have some control and I know what I need to do. Once you know what you need to do, I will take the actions to actually build wealth. That's all you have to do. You have to think long term. So this is I want to call this, Nani, I'm going to give this a title. I'm going to call this the millionaire mindset to build wealth.
Okay.
One, you have to have an abundant mindset. Stop listening to the negativity. If it's coming from your TV, if it's coming from your social media, cut that out, snooze it, do what you got to do.
Mm-hmm.
Protect your mindset, right? Understand that you have control in any environment. You can always save a dime out of every dollar you make. If it's 5 cents, you can always save 5 cents out of every dollar you make. You got to
Yep.
understand that. Then, two, you need to understand how the power of long term thinking can help you, right? You have to understand the power of compounding. Even if you just take a long enough time horizon and you keep moving in the same direction, as long as you're moving forward, you will win. And then three, you have to always be willing to learn and be around people who are going to help you win in this game. That is the mindset you have to take and understand. Instant gratification is not where you need to be. It always needs to be something longer term, and you have to fight for it.
Yep. My thing is, if it comes too fast, it's going to leave you fast too. But if you work and you have that journey towards it, it's much more likely that will last for you. Okay. Now, guys, if you need people around you because you have people who don't have the right mindset and always trying to bring you down, and you know you're the person who's willing to do the long term things that it takes to build your money, and you want to be around people who are on the same path as you, well, you know what? You should look into our Financial Independence Academy. Normally, Nicole and I do not promote this academy. We keep it small and we keep it so that we know we're making sure that the members in there are the people that we want who are in the right mindset. But if you want to be in that group, click the link below. We give you a 7-day free trial to our membership community so you can learn from us and be around people who are trying to build wealth the long term way and the right way with the right mindset.
Yes, and with that, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Get your mindset right so you can get that money right and you can build wealth. And if you already have your money right, we're not talking about just money management, and you want to scale that money, you want to grow that money when investing, the same mindset applies, okay?
Yep.
This applies from anywhere from money management all the way to investing money to even protecting your assets. This is what we talk about in the Financial Independence Academy as well. So if you enjoyed this video and you enjoyed what we're speaking about today, not only check out the Financial Independence Academy, but like the video and share it with someone you care about. And with that, we'll see you next time, guys.
See you in the next one.